Hello, hello, hello. We're about to start another session today. Glad to have everyone here. So we are live. We are live. We are live. If you are here ready for this session, please let me know where you're connecting us from. Let me know where you're connecting us from. I put it in the comment section. You can put it in the comments section. So thank you for joining us. Welcome to the Blueprint this morning. This morning we are going to be having Mrs. Olushola join us this morning. She will be speaking on attracting high income parents to your school. I hope you can see me clearly. If you can see me clearly, if you can hear my voice, please let me know in the comments. Let me know in the comments as I try to connect with our speaker. As I try to connect with our speaker, just let me know in the comments if where you're joining us from. Where are you joining us from? Let me know in the comments. Where are you joining us from? Let me know. All right. Comment is coming in now. Olabode Victoria from Songwater. Fantastic. Thank you. Let me know where you're joining us from as we make a broadcast for everyone to be a part. Thank you this morning. Thank you once again this morning. We're going to be having a wonderful speaker this morning. She will be speaking to us this morning, and I'm trying to connect with her. If you have enjoyed all the sessions that we have had, we have had so many beautiful sessions. Let me know. All right, Mr. Adedeji Temitope Adebimpe from Ikorodu. Thank you for connecting with us this morning. Thank you for connecting with us this morning. Our speaker is ready. Our speaker is ready. We're trying to make sure everybody joins. Just give us a moment. Just give us a moment. Just give us a moment. Just as you're coming in, confirm that you can hear, that you can see, confirm that. Trying to invite our speaker. Our speaker is here. Fantastic. And let me know where you're joining us from. Fruitful Trees Premier School, Ejoko, Songwater. Thank you so much for making this blueprint a success so far. Thank you so much. I'm really excited. I'm humbled to be able to lead this blueprint session. And it has been wonderful. It has been wonderful. Let me try and put the display So thank you very much. Please let me know your name, where you're joining us from. Our speaker is ready to start. 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 So she's here. I'm so excited to have her. And she's here, she's here, she's here. Thank you so much for being a part of this. Auntie Joel Montessori School, Uyo, thank you so much for being a part of this. Let me know where you're connecting us from. Speaker is ready. Our speaker is ready. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you. So I'm going to read a bit of our speaker and who she is. So we are sharing the link to go live. So if you can see, yes, if you can see the screen with the beautiful face of our speaker, if you can see the screen, please let me know. I'll be adding her shortly. I'll be adding her shortly. As you're coming in, let me know where you're joining us from. Josephine from Plateau State. Dari B. Olutunde from the Guiding Star Nursery and Primary School, Ekpe, Lagos. Thank you. Can you just put it in comments? Right now, the application I'm using here is not showing your name. So just help me put your name and put your name and where you are joining us from. That would be fantastic for me. Your name and where you're joining us from will be fantastic for me. Okay. Thank you so much. She'll be coming in. Now we are making the broadcast to invite everybody to be a part of this. She's already here. She's ready. In the next 5 minutes, she'll be coming up live. Thank you so much. Yesterday, we had Mrs. Ronke Posh. Yesterday night, 7 p.m., we had Mrs. Ronke Posh, and it was quite phenomenal. How many of you enjoyed that yesterday's session? Yesterday morning, we had Mr. Joshua Falade. It was quite phenomenal. Yesterday, with the first day we started, I took the first session. It was quite fantastic. So she'll be coming on. Okay, so I'm going to add up and bring her on now as everybody's joining in. Yes. Hello, ma.
Hello, Mr. Sheon. Can you hear me? TIT.
Yes, I can hear you clearly. Clearly.
Good morning.
Good to have you. Good
How's
morning.
everybody? How is Lagos? How are we all doing?
We're doing fine. Though. How is
Benin?
Yeah, we're doing fine. I hope you can see our speaker is live.
Yeah.
A lot of people are joining in. We're trying to wait till about 10:20
so that we have a full house.
We're sending all the invites across.
Okay.
Yes, exactly. So, program coordinator Gbemisola is sending all the invites to get everybody to come on live.
Come on board.
However, before we do that, I want to first talk about you and introduce you to everyone. So, everyone, if you can see this video stream, you can see a wonderful, I call her an enigma, who will be speaking to us today. If you can see this video, if you can see her, you can hear her clearly, you can hear me clearly, you can see the screen. Please confirm all those things in the comments so that, all right, yes, I can see the comments coming in. Yejide Olabimpe from Ibadan. Now, if you want a full screen, if you want this to display full screen on your phone, click on the banner you are seeing just now, the Blueprint banner, Commercially Smart School. Just click on that banner. You will see 4 arrows pointing in 4 directions. Click on that arrow, you have a full screen view, so you will be able to do that. Mrs. Teluwo Abimbola from Lagos. Your name, where you are connecting us from. Oh, Fantastic. Stephanie from Angola. Wow, lovely. Okay. So we have a wonderful speaker that will be speaking to us. I want to read a profile before we get into. We have 3 minutes to give her the stage. Mrs. Sola A. Okunkpolor is your textbook definition of a serial entrepreneur. She's a seasoned banker and an educator par excellence. She's a chartered manager, marketer, administrator with well over 15 years on the job experience in the financial and business sectors, as well as capacity building. Now, in the area of training and capacity building, she was part of the first team put together to onboard new graduate trainees into the First Bank family, where young recruits are equipped with necessary skill sets, people skills, soft skills, savings, and investment options needed to excel in the workplace. She was also a part of the bank's chairman team, Mrs. Ibukwawushika, that initiated and executed the first GEM initiative, the pet project of the chairman of First Bank. And we all know Mrs. Ibukwawushika. She's a wonderful woman. And I've been opportune to also, when I left school, I was opportune to be a part of AGDC. Yes, I think AGDC training. So Mrs. Sola Okunkpolor has worked directly with her. Still with First Bank, she has also facilitated several campus financial literacy awareness campaigns organized by the bank in Uniben and BIU. Again, she was part of the team that facilitated at the empowerment program for young graduates put together by First Bank in partnership with Edo State government in 2018. Outside of First Bank, she has trained and facilitated in several seminars, both for individuals and corporate organizations, especially in the area of youth empowerment and employability. Organizations like MFB, Trust Fund MFB, just to mention a few. Our most recent project is the Agency Banking Empowerment Outreach put together by Church of God Mission to teach young men in some communities in Edo Central. As a life and business coach, she draws from her experience in these areas, and this fuels her passion for mentoring, coaching, and helping CEOs, business owners, thought leaders, school owners, or just about anyone who wishes to see their dreams attain consistent growth in life and business using time-tested strategies and methods that are proven to work. Bottom line, she makes dreams work. She's an highly sought after speaker and trainer. Most importantly, she's a wife to one and a mother of 3. She will be speaking to us. What a wonderful profile. I mean, I wish I covet this profile. It's fantastic. And she's also the executive director of Our Lady of Hope Montessori School in 3 wonderful locations in Edo State, right?
Yes.
And these schools are fantastic. They're a beauty to behold. I mean, very fantastic. In fact, that's one of the reasons why we are having her speak to us. She's a woman of difference. She makes dreams work. Let me just put it that way.
Absolutely.
So thank you. Today on attracting high income parents, attracting, packaging yourself to attract people of value that pay you your fees. What are the things to do? She'll be speaking to us extensively this morning. And please, just like I have my notepad and pen here, and I'll be jotting. Yesterday, when we had our Okunkpolor, I wrote about 40 points. She said. So today, I know I'm going to write close to 100 because
300 TIT.
So I will give you the stage now.
Okay, good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good to be here. TIT, you know you are our God now. Good to see you
Oh, God,
again.
yeah.
How is baby? How is
Yeah,
madam?
we
How
are doing
is
fine. We are
last
doing
giddy? Everybody's doing
fine.
fine. Okay,
We are
good
doing
morning,
fine.
everybody. We are doing fine. We are doing well. You are doing well.
Yes,
Abi? Oh, you are
exactly.
doing well. Okay, so good morning, everybody. TIT, thank you so much for this platform. Thank you for all that you do in the edu space. It's very rarely you have young people within your age band who come into this space and able to make remarkable impact, right? You know, you have a lot of young people and
Yeah.
then who are not able to articulate themselves. My people say when a young man washes his hands very well, he will eat with elders. You've prepared yourself to dine in the table of elders, and I tell you, you are doing exceptionally well. Keep up the good work. Okay, so good morning,
Thank you for
everybody.
the
My name is Sola Okunkpolor. I'm a life, business, and education growth coach, right? I work with individuals, organizations, school owners, business leaders, career professionals, creatives, just about anybody really find success in life, see quantum growth in their businesses, and ultimately make money, right? I do this by using time-tested strategies and methods that have been proven to work. So I'm the person to come to if you are ready to make your dreams work. So today I'm going to be talking to us about attracting, yes, the caption is attracting high-paying customers or high-paying parents to our schools, but permit me to tweak it a little, TIT, and say
no problem.
attracting the right parents to your setting. Attracting the right parents to your setting. So because the word high paying for me is relative. What do I mean by that? I say every time that expensive is a function of individual. Cheap is also something that concerns individuals. What could be cheap for me could be pretty expensive for the other person. And what could be very expensive for me could be cheap for the other person. So, but we're going to talk about your ability to attract your kind of parents. Your kind of parents. Every time, I see school owners, when they want to start their schools, they are more interested in renting a place, renting a place, paint the place, make the place very fine. I hope I'm audible. Am I audible?
Yes, you are. I can hear you clearly, and I think
Beautiful,
everybody
beautiful. So,
is saying they
okay,
can
so
hear you.
beautiful. So, the topic we're to speak about is attracting high income parents to your school. That's the dream of everybody. So, I'm going to take it a stretch further and say attracting not just high income parents, attracting your kind of parents.
Your
Your kind of parents, right? It's not just to have high income parents, but to attract your kind of parents. Now, what I was saying earlier was that we have a lot of people when they want to start schools, we're more interested in the ambience of the school. So we do a lot of polishing, a lot of painting, a lot of tushing. But the truth of the matter is that the school is not just a physical structure. The school is an embodiment of several other things that we miss. And so you now find basically what I call this. The school is on one end, the people that you want are on another end, right? A school is like a bride. A school is like a young man that wants to marry a wife. And you've told yourself, I want to marry um, a tall, fair lady from eastern part of Nigeria. That's the specs you desire for a wife, a young man. It makes sense that you go to where you have people who are of Igbo ethnic group, right? That's what makes sense. So it becomes, for lack of a better word, becomes it becomes unreasonable, that you now find yourself in an environment where you have predominantly Hausa people. It's like going to look for a needle in a haystack. That's what a lot of school owners do, right? I'm going to be sharing with us today 5 things you need to do as a school owner to attract the kind of high income parents that you want. 5 things. So it doesn't matter your location. These 5 things apply to any location. I've told school owners every time I coach and I mentor them, I say location is a state of mind. Location is a function of your mind, right? Location is a state of mind. A lot of school owners, especially those in not too cosmopolitan areas, have allowed their location get into their mindset. So much so that you just tell yourself that I'm not doing so well because I'm in this location. I tell people, for example, Justin Suleiman, everybody knows him, he's a pastor. His church is not in Benin City. His church is in Auchi. I tell you, the creme de la creme of Nigeria goes to Auchi to see him. He has divested himself of that mental slavery that says my location is a problem. And that's the first thing that school owners need to do. You need to disabuse your mind of the fact that your location is your problem. I'm not saying location will not influence the kind of people you will get. But you see, even in that your location, you have those who are doing well, right? You have those, every location has layers upon layers upon layers of people. So you need to position yourself to attract the upper echelon of that your location. That's why I said I'm going to tweak the topic a little and say attracting high income parents in your location. So you don't need to take your school from Ajegunle to Lekki, right? Or take your school from one low income end of Lagos and say I need to go to one high end of Lagos. That's where the parents are. I tell people every time, I say, look, every location that you operate your school has its inherent challenges. Every location. Those in the medium locations, they grapple with their peculiarities. Those in the low income locations, they grapple with their peculiarities. Same applies to those in the upper income locations, right? Every location has its challenges. I tell you, every location. In fact, the more affluential your location, the more vulnerable you are, because your first competition are your parents. I've seen many schools in high-end locations that a parent comes and says, I can do this. You find those people, they say, okay, you're not doing what my child is not getting the kind of service I want from your school. And they open a school, they can afford it. They can afford whatever you are offering. For you to bamboozle those people, for you to impress those people, you need to spend so much money, I tell you. Because whatever idea you are bringing to the table, these kids travel abroad every summer. So you need to be on top of your game. That you don't find in the low-income areas, right? In the low-income areas, you just do a little more and you're there. So it worries me when I see a lot of school owners say, I wish I were in a location that is high-end. I tell you, location is a state of mind. All my schools are not in high-end location, and I can tell you they are doing exceptionally well. I'm not in the GRA in Benin. I don't believe in it. I'm sure in subsequent trainings, TIT, we are going to talk about the Blue Ocean strategy, right? Taking your business to where it's not so crowded and you're able to make impact. So that being said, we're talking about 5 things that you need to do. If you've not started a school, it applies. If you've started a school, it also applies. So the first thing you need to do to attract high income parents in your location is to be clear about your why. Why are you in this business? That is a fundamental question that a lot of school owners do not answer. Why? Why are you running a school? Why do you want to establish a school? Your why, in fact, everything you are going to do after that is built and predicated on that question, why? Why do you want to open a school? Why have you chosen this location? Why do you do X, Y, Z? Is that question that a lot of school owners do not answer. A teacher has taught in a place for 20 years. She just believes that because she has done 20 years in a particular school or in several schools, she's good enough to run a school. Is that good enough? Why? Or I have some money. I was a banker for some years. Let me have a retirement plan. Banking job can be very volatile. and then I put some millions together, I start a school. Is that good enough? Why? You see, that's the fundament, that's the first thing. That's the first thing you need to sort out when you are starting your school or when you are improving your school. In my 2 signature coaching programs for school, the school startup and setup program, the school startup and setup coaching program, and the school improvement program, we try to break it down and say, look, just like again, you want to go on a journey. Why are you going on that journey? What's the end game? You can't just get up one day and say, I feel like going to Lagos. What do you intend to achieve when you head to Lagos? That why is fundamental. That why is the bedrock of your business. You don't get your why right, you miss every other thing. Even if you build a structure that is beautiful, you'll be frustrated out of the business because you attract the wrong kind of people. You will just be a magnet for the wrong kind of people. Everything you do in your school is predicated on your why. Why do you want to do it? For example, I, as a school owner, I left the financial industry for the education industry, and my why is clear. I want to be able to provide exceptional educational services. I looked around my location and I realized that people who are running schools in my location are not doing it the way they ought to do it. And I feel, look, I can bring a breath of fresh air to this industry. I can bring something different. I want to be exceptional. I want to provide world-class educational services. I want to be a solution provider. Every child walks into my school and I'm able to solve the child's academic challenges, providing bespoke services, bespoke solution for that child. That's my why. That's my why. So that my why drives everything that I do. It drives everything that I'm putting together. So you need to get your why right, because it is your why that people are going to buy into. Is that your why that the people you are going to employ are going to run with? Is that your why that you will extract your vision, your mission, your values, your color codes, your taglines from? Is that your why?
Yeah.
If your why is to make money, you are not going to be around for a long time. If your why is to make impact, then you must be ready to do the next things I'm going to be saying. So once you get your why right, you need to document that your why. That's the first thing you need to do. You need to document your why. It's important, it's pertinent, it's key that you do so. If you are already a school owner, you need to do a lot of soul searching now, and then look for how you can improve on your school by going over your why again. That's why we're here now, right? Why am I in this location? That's the first thing. The second thing, when you get your why clearly defined, the second thing you need to do is to determine the P, the first P now, the people that you want to serve. Who do you want to serve in this location? The people starts with you. You as part of the people. The teachers you want to employ are part of the people. The location that you cited your school are part of the people. The class of people in that location you want to serve are part of the people. We don't always define it clearly. Who do you want to serve in that location? Remember I said your why? Your why will inform the people that you want to serve. If you look at church, I give this example every time. Now, there are churches they're preaching the same gospel, right? So you have a church like Christ Embassy. The other day, I was coming from Port Harcourt via road, and I told my husband, I said, have you observed that Christ Embassy doesn't have a rural church? Christ Embassy, they don't have a rural church. There's no rural church. The same gospel of the Lord Jesus Christ. They don't have a rural church. The man knows his why, clearly defined, and he has decided on the people that he wants to serve. I want to serve this class of people. Do you know the people that you want to serve as a school owner? Have you focused? Have you sat down to say, because of this, my why? For example, if I decide that I've become very successful and I want to serve humanity, and I decide to open a school, and I say, the why for my opening this school is to provide affordable educational services across every sphere of the society. That is my why. If that is my why, it means that the kind of people I want to attract will be a school that everybody can afford. Every single person can afford it. So I'm going to be doing a low-cost school. A low-cost school means I don't expect my parents to be driving Jeep to my school. You see, my why is driving my people. My why bets my people, right? Yeah. That my why will also mean that I'm not going to be so focused on technology because it's a low-cost school. So I'm going to be looking at the cheapest technology available to deploy for the people that I have attracted because of my why. Am I communicating? The second thing is, very well. With that same my people, it will also determine the kind of salaries I'm going to pay. It will determine the kind of books I'm going to tell my people to buy. It will determine the kind of curriculum I'm going to use. For example, if I'm targeting the kind of people I have focused on, I don't expect them to go and get me iPhone or tablets and say, we're going to do the next assignment now on tablets. You see, it's very important that you focus on your why and get your people right. Your P is important. The first P is important. Your people, your people, your people, your people. Your people also is also driven by not just your environment alone. What about your teachers? What kind of teachers do you want to onboard? What kind of teachers do you want to onboard? You need to get that your people right. You need to get your people right as a school owner to be able to attract the kind of parents you desire that will pay the kind of money you want. The second thing is your product. Your product. If you've gotten your why right, you've gotten your people right, what kind of product are you putting together for these people? I tell you every time, let me quickly tap on this on people. Parents move in networks. Parents move in networks. Yeah. Parents move in networks. So what network of people are you targeting as a school owner? What network of people are you focused on as a school owner in the location that you are in? Yesterday, I had a conversation with the head of one of my schools, and she was like, "Ma, I'm thinking of I want us to do discounts, for parents that are coming in." And I asked her, I said, yes, you run this particular location. And when I provide leadership for my team, I try to provide leadership that listens, right? Yes, the vision is mine, but you can't run your institution if you think you know it all. Yeah. Your teammates are an integral part of your vision manifestation. So you must listen. So I said, it's okay, Mrs. Filani, can I hear your opinion? She said, yes. And I said, okay. Now, I had to have a mini coaching session with her, and I said, what kind of people do you want to attract when you give discounts? Somebody who is coming into your setting at first and is already asking for discount. Is that not a red flag? That's a red flag. It simply tells you that that person cannot afford your fees. Is that the kind of people you want in your setting? Remember, I said parents move in networks and they will sell to other people what they bought from you. So if your parents bought discount from you, they will sell discounts to other people. Come to my school, they give discount. Do you want that class of parents in your school? That's why a lot of school owners suffer frustration, because they don't have a clearly defined strata of people they want to serve. Who do you want to serve? Who do you want to serve? Who have you earmarked your school for? I just mentioned Christ Embassy now. He's interested in preaching the gospel of Christ in the city. The same gospel. City people, top executives. Those are his target people. Right? So when they are doing Reach Out Nigeria, They're not doing reach out Nigeria in one remote village in Edo State. They're doing reach out Nigeria in the heart of Okpebi. He has defined these people. He has defined these people. He has defined these people. I like to use more of churches as example, right? So if you look at the Deeper Life Church, excuse me, the Deeper Life Church has defined the people that he wants to serve. Who are those people? Those people who want to hear about holiness, holiness, holiness. So he's clear about his why, and then his why has given birth to the kind of people that he wants to serve, that he wants to convert. Living Faith Church, very clear about his why. Prosperity. I don't have to make heaven alone. I can be here and be a rich man. Right?
Rich, exactly.
Rich and prosperous on earth, and then why I also make heaven. He knows his why. His why drives his people. So if you're a Living Faith Church, you know why you're there. If you're an MFM, a professor of microbiology, very clear about his why, deliverance. He understands that we are in Africa, and believe me, there's entrenched wickedness. So he believes in die, 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 kill you, kill you, kill you, Holy Ghost Koboko. People that he attracts, those are people that comes to his ministry too. Oh, ancestral trouble, you know? So a lot of school owners, they don't even know who they want to serve. So you need to know the people you are wanting to serve. The people. Now, once you've gotten your people right, the next thing, the next P is the product. What product have you put together for these people? What product? You can't attract high-income people if you don't have their products. It's as simple as that. You can't attract the top echelon of parents in your location if you don't have the products they want to buy. So have you sat down as a school owner to sit down and say, what am I even selling? Kini monta. Yes, I run a school. I tell people every time that your school is a business. You sell educational products and services. It's a business. So if you sell educational products and services, how do you package your products and services to attract the kind of people that can pay the kind of money you desire? The people you want in your location. What products do you want for them? You cannot say you want to attract people who work in MPDC and NMPC and your classrooms have chairs that are not foreign. You can't attract those people. You just cannot attract those people. You cannot say you want to attract the creme de la creme of your environment and your premises is dirty. It's dirty. Your school environment is dirty. No, they're not going to come there. You can't attract those kind of people when you don't have a clearly defined curriculum. You don't even understand the curriculum you are running with. When parents come to your school, what are you selling to them? You don't know your unique selling point. What stands you apart as a school? We all sell educational products and services, but what is unique about your school? You don't know it. So how do you sell that school? I just use church as an example now. Christ Embassy, what they sell to youth is come as you are. Come as you are, you don't have a problem. Wear trouser, curl your hair. They already know what they are selling. So what are you selling as a school? You think your fine painting is just the school? Your curriculum, how do you put your curriculum together? How are you able to articulate your school's vision when a parent comes into your school and in 5 minutes you give the parent why you should come to your school? Your logo, what is it saying about your school? I see a lot of school owners, they just put anything together and call a logo. You are a brand. So what message are you passing across as a brand? I tell my school, my heads of schools every time, I said, my opening a school, my main why is I want to be a heritage school. I want to be a legacy school. No, I did quite a number of years in First Bank. First Bank is about 126 years of age or 127 years of age. It's a legacy bank. It's a heritage bank, right? I want my school to be around in the next 125 years. It means that I must attract the kind of people that will be able to stay with me and get the same kind of people. And I must put together products that these people want to buy. So it means that your school is not for everybody. And your product is not for everybody. So what products are you designing for those people that you have targeted? If you're running Montessori, do you understand what Montessori is about? When parents ask you and say, what curriculum do you run? A lot of school owners start to blab. We run Montessori, and one school, Montessori, Nigerian, British, one school. Confusion in its entirety, one school. Because the school hears Montessori is raining, you add Montessori. British curriculum, one school, British, Montessori, Nigerian, EYFS, gbogbo together. Concussion school. What product are you selling? So people can't tie you to a product. What product are you selling? How are you selling that your product as a school owner? Your school environment, your delivery of your curriculum, your school premises. How does it sell together? How does it work together to make your school? There's a fundamental mistake that a lot of school owners make. You know what we do? We tailor our school fees in line with what the neighboring school is doing.
It's doing big mistake.
Crazy. I tell you, no. Yeah. If you get your why right, you are not going to be bothered about what the neighboring school is doing. If you go to, you won't be bothered. It's important you take notice, though. You want to know what your peers are doing, but they shouldn't tweak your. They shouldn't be the ones to. Sorry, you were saying something, teacher TIT, sir.
No. I said that's true. That's true.
Yeah, but you see a lot of schools. What is Lagbaja Montessori charging 10,000? Make my own 8,000. Let's so that I can attract that person's parents.
8,000.
Is that the kind of parent you want? If you don't know who you want to serve, you will just be. My people say, the person who doesn't have a directionless ship. Every wind is favorable, and every wind is not favorable. So who do you want to serve? And then the products that you have designed for those people, what products have you designed for them? What kind of products have you put together for them? Is it the kind of product that they can buy? You need to be able to design your product, not just your curriculum alone. Your curriculum is one of the many products that you have as a school. Your after-school service is a product. Your reading program is a product. Your numeracy program is a product. Your handwriting program is a product, right? Your etiquette and manners program is a product. So what kind of products are you putting together to target these people? Am I communicating?
Yes, you are.
So you must get your products right. It's not, the packaging is not just it's not just packaging for fine premises, artificial grass. No. What are you selling? If you're okay, let me use myself as a banker, right? I remember that earlier in my career, you know, you have customers who are traders. They trade. Those customers that trade, you cannot go and be selling to those customers that trade and they need money to turn over money, right? I need to go to the market. I need to buy stock. You can't go and sell to that customer fixed deposits. He needs more money from you. What that customer needs from you is working capital or whatever product different banks call it. That's what the customer needs from you. He's not interested in fixed deposits. He doesn't have enough money to trade. So the product you are selling to that customer is what the customer needs, which can be working capital, which can be whatever, depending on whatever name the bank wants to call it. Now, you also have some customers who are salary earners. Now, you cannot go and sell to a salary earner fixed deposits or working capital loan. A salary earner needs no wahala loan, payday loan. That's what that civil servant needs, where you can take a few hundreds of thousands here and there, and when the month ends, he pays from his salary. That's the right product for that civil servant.
Yes.
You cannot go and be selling again to a very rich politician and say, come and take working capital. He doesn't do business. That politician requires fixed deposits, investment options, where he can put his money. That is proper customer product segmentation. We don't do that in schools. We are more interested in population. I say it every time. In your school business, if you want to run a sustainable school, your focus must be qualitative quantity. Qualitative quantity. Not a gbogbo aero school. If you have 10 people, are those 10 people your people? Are they your people? Like I said, your parents move in networks. Are they your people? I have friends whose children attend schools of 700, 800,000. I can afford it. So if you have me as a parent, it means that I will talk to my friend who can pay 700 to 800,000. That is me. So school owners get it wrong. What product are you selling? What class of people are you serving? What products are you designed for them? I know of a school, right? They just brought in, they run the American curriculum. And they just brought in Oyinbo woman. That's all they've done. And they've attracted those that want Oyinbo people. Simple. Simple. They just want to bring, every time they bring their heads of schools are expatriates, they've defined their people. You must sit down as a school owner and design your products, not copy and paste. Not what is Our Lady of Hope doing? Let me go and spy. You can't sustain a school by spying. You just you will just remain a copycat, and you lose your originality. Let me quickly digress here. When I tell people that, look, in your school, no matter how many schools are in your environment, right? There is a part of you that must reflect in your school. And that part of you can be infused in your school using what I call the geek. Your gifts. Our gifts are not the same. Our experiences are not the same. Our expertise are not the same. Our knowledge is not the same. So if you don't bring this, your geek, into your school, you will just be a copy and paste school. You can't be a legacy school. You can't run a sustainable brand. You can't design products if you don't even know your people and your why. If all you do is, let me go and spy the school near me. They are using blue uniform. Let me do light blue. That doesn't work. After a while, your customer, you lose taste. You lose taste in the mouth of your parents, and they will walk away. Originality never goes out of fashion. Originality, it can never go out of fashion. For example, wearing trousers, can it go out of fashion? That's original. So some men can wear skirts and wear low waist. You still can't be original if you can't go out of fashion if you're original. So you must design your products. And the easiest way to design that product is to know your why. You see, that's why I said that with your why. I said your why, right? You must know your why.
Yes.
So it's your school, the kind of school you want to build, the kind of product you want to sell. What kind of children do you want to have at the end of the day? Is it kids that write very well? Is it kids that read very well? Is it kids that speak very well? Do you want a school where the children are always neat? Is that the product you're selling? The curriculum. In fact, I tell people every time when they just say, let me just copy and paste curriculum. Your curriculum is your recipe. Your curriculum, yes, it's okay to buy curriculum here and there, but sit down as a school owner and tweak that curriculum. You are selling a product. Schools can never finish. More schools will still come up. Your teachers will open schools. Your parents will open schools. But the question is, what product are you selling? I'll give you an example of the bank. Another example is schools or is churches, right? Deeper Life knows the product that they are selling. They are selling holiness. So if you go to Deeper Life, you're not going to hear God will bless you. They don't sell that. If you go to MFM, you're not going to hear you are going to be prosperous. No. MFM is about dealing with household wickedness, ancestral wickedness, etc. Right? That is what MFM is about. So when they've targeted those who have that and they've designed a product for them. So what product designing? You need to get your biro and paper. Look at the people that you want to serve. What product do these people need? You may even want to do a survey. You may want to do a survey around your location and ask this class of people. You may have parents who work, right? So your crèche may close by 9 o'clock. That is the product your people require. Your parents may want to have 10 uniforms to be worn 5 days a week. That's the product they want. If you do product mismatch, you can't attract the kind of parents that you want. So you need to look at that very carefully, right? Your brand will thrive when you have the right products for the right people. Am I communicating?
Yes,
I think I am. Now, the third P is your processes. How do you intend to sell this, your product, to the people that you have desired, having understood why? You see, what I'm talking about now is sequential. They follow step by step. The first thing I said is your why. Why are you in this business? You can't attract high-income parents if you don't know why you are in the business. Because you are going to run what I call an anywhere belle face school. Anywhere belle face. An anywhere belle face school is not a sustainable school. So if you get your why clearly defined, if you've started a school, that's why there is school improvement coaching sessions. Go over your why again. Your whys can change. Yes, I didn't know all this before. Now I know. I want to rebrand my school, right? This is my why. The next thing after you have defined your why is to look at the 5 Ps. And I said the first P is the people you want to serve. You as a school owner, what are you bringing to the table? What kind of parents do you want to attract? What kind of teachers do you want into your school? What kind of environment, what kind of people do you want to serve? That's the first P. Very critical, very important. And I said the next P is the product that you want to give to these people. What kind of product? I gave us examples of churches and banks, right? For example, when Zenith Bank started, see, I'm using bank because that's my legacy platform. Zenith Bank started their bank and they built it on high-end customers. Minimum account opening amount 50,000 naira. So you don't have 4 people in Zenith Bank. GTB targeted the millennials. They branded their school, their banks, bright color, orange, life, attractive, adventurous, right? And so they targeted the young people. So if you go to GTB now, the bulk of their balance sheet base are young millennials, under 30, 35. First Bank, Legacy Bank, they have their product for old men and women. Even their brand color says so. If our First Bank had to rebrand to add a little of gold so that they can attract young people. So the average people in First Bank is, I want to keep my money where it's safe. And the system, I did it quite a number of years in First Bank. The First Bank system actually portrays that. Slow service. JJ. You can't enter First Bank and live in a hurry. They are for a group of people. So who is your...
My mom had an account there since I've been in primary school.
Aha! You can imagine. Hey, you know, in First Bank, when I was in First Bank, they'll tell you, this is First Bank, oh, we don't hurry here. Don't come and use New Generation Bank to spoil First Bank for us. They will tell you, slow. They will tell you that their bureaucracy is why they are still in business. They are doing something right for 125 years. First Bank has targeted their customers. They targeted people who want stability, elderly people. So their products are geared towards that. Their services are geared towards that. Your school, what product are you putting together? Like I said, you are an entrepreneur, you are an edupreneur if you run a school. You sell educational products and services. You are not a philanthropist. Please perish that thought to say you run a school. You are not a philanthropist. You are a business person. The moment you rent a place, you pay for furniture, You pay teacher salary. That's not a business. So you're a business owner. You are a business owner. You're an entrepreneur. The difference between you and the other person is that person sells educational products, sells other products. A tailor sells fashion products. A doctor sells health products. And an edupreneur sells educational products and services. So you must sit down and design properly tailored products and services specifically for the kind of people that you want to attract. Right? The next thing is your processes. What processes have you put in place to drive these products? We saw what COVID did. You can't have a school that is targeted or a product that is targeted at low-income earners and you are insisting that they must resume with tablets. How is that process going to work? You need to look at your processes. How are you going to drive this your people? How are you going to drive this your product? How are they going to come into your school? How do people come into your school? That's part of your process to determine the kind of parents you are going to attract. Do you do cash? If you do cash, why do you do cash? You want to extend credit to your parents. Why are you extending credit to your parents? What kind of credit are you extending to them? The fact that school A is not doing credit doesn't mean that you should do credit. You must get your processes right. Your processes will define how your products will be sold, which will help you better serve the kind of people that you want to serve. Right? So I said, how are people welcome into your school? When they come into your school, how are they welcomed? There was a time last year I went for school observation, and I went to one of the schools in Lekki, and at the reception of the school, when you walk into the school, they play organ to welcome you. Organ.
Wow.
Organ. They're playing organ. So when you walk into the main bowl of the school, you're hearing very cool music to welcome you. That's a process of welcome. Because they've identified parents that will appreciate music playing at their reception. At the time in my school, I did parent appreciation and I like to share real life experiences because I'm not a Google coach, right? I share what has worked for me and the mistakes and the things I've done wrong. So I wanted to do parent. Sir?
I just heard Google coached.
And some people are Google coach and they just Google it and then they pour it out. No, I share real life experiences where I've gotten it wrong and how I got it right. Right? So I was going to do a parent appreciation day talking about processes, product, and people. So I didn't understand the kind of parents I had at that time. That was some years ago. So what I wanted the setting where there will be a live band. People are going to come in. There will be buffet. They will dance, very sonorous music. That I wanted. But you know that the parents I had at that time didn't want that. They wanted Kokoma, Astamba, Adebisi, Konga. At the end of the day, I didn't get the kind of reward, the kind of feedback I wanted. Because I had sold the wrong product to the right products to the wrong people and use the wrong process. So you must get your process right. How do people come into your system? If you tell them to go and buy form online, the people in your demography, are they computer literate enough to go online? Your records, how do you keep them? How do you give results? I tell people when you attend webinars and seminars for schools, always understand the peculiarities of your operating environment. Not be every advice where they give you for market square. Now you go bring come your house. If you like a married woman, if you take the advice, say, my husband helps me to wash my clothes. Then I'm going to say, bros, come and wash my clothes. I'm sure the next day I'll find myself in my father's house. So you must know your processes. Your process should be peculiar to you. You know, I tell people, when you run your school is like your marriage, right? There's no one size, there's no copy and paste way to run a marriage. What my husband will accept from me, Itunu will not accept from his wife. Understand your why. Define your people. Get your products right. Make sure your processes are in tandem with the people and the product you want to serve. It is pertinent. It is important. It is cocolicious. Oshe koko gan. Very important. Very, very important.
You always create words.
Very, very important. You just must get your processes right. And your processes must be predicated on your why. If you are interested in a school that will feed you today, your process will be tailored towards that kind of a school. If you are interested in a school that will feed your generation, your processes must be in line with that kind of why. How do you resolve conflict in your school is part of your process. How do you welcome people into your school is part of your process. How do you onboard teachers into your school is part of your process. How do you budget for your things in your school? How do you keep your records? You know, I tell people a lot of reasons why school owners, you know, this COVID, they couldn't. I was able to pay salaries all through COVID because I got my why right, I got my people right, I got my products right, I got my processes right. I keep telling school owners, you are a business person. You can't run a school on discount. And if you are going to give discount, like I told one of my heads of schools yesterday, you are suggesting that we do sibling discount. Can you tell me anywhere within the service value chain that I get discounted services? I import my uniform, I don't get discounts. I pay the rent in one of my locations, I don't get discounts. You, the teacher, you earn your salary, you don't give me discounts. When I want to pay tax and levies in the ministry, I don't get discounts. When the bookseller wants to give me books, he doesn't give me this. Am I going to be discounting my profit? So you are a business person. Your processes must be clear. You must have the end in mind if you want to attract the kind of parents that will pay you the kind of money you want. Otherwise, it's going to be year in, year out, the same sobby story. You can't attract high-income individuals or parents if you don't have a properly defined process. A friend asked me, that's part of my school improvement coaching session. And I said, look, if you want to do some things in your school, stop saying it with your mouth. Document these things. If you want to run a school that makes sense, document it. If you want to give discount, let it be a policy thing. Don't just say what goes for A will not go for B. It's not an Akara school now. The kind of parents you want that will pay good money, they like structure. They like clearly defined structure. The parents will pay you good money when they can attach you to stability. When you are consistent as a school owner, when your processes are consistent, when you are not flip-floppy, you are not moved with the vagaries of strange doctrines. Now, so that they do them now, you modify your system to suit that thing. So the mistake most school owners make is that a lot of them are so inconsistent that even when their kind of parents come, they can't find them. Your parents can't find you. There's no process. Anything goes in your system because you are afraid of losing children. Parents tell you what to do. I want my child in primary 1. Yes, ma. I want my child in grade 3. Yes, ma. I want you to sack this teacher. Yes, ma. No process. It won't work that way. How do people come into your school? What is your admission process? Put it down. Heaven will not fall. You can't attract the kind of parents you want if it's the way A came into the school is different from the way B comes into the school. You can't attract your kind of parents that way. I must be very honest with you. You can't. right? So your process is clear. How do you keep your records? You have pre-resumption procedure. Is there a pre-resumption procedure in your school? When we want to resume, what are the things we need to do that are statutory? And part of the reason why a lot of school owners cannot stay away from their school is because they don't have processes, they don't have procedures. I am the one that is the procedure in my school. That is not a school. You can't attract the kind of parents you want if they must hear from you before things are done. No. Have your processes clearly defined. This is how things should be done. Anybody that comes, they feel into that process. You cannot also have the kind of parents you want in your school if you don't have clearly defined structure and organogram. I hear school owners tell me, if I allow my parents to know my teachers to know my parents, they will take my parents from me. Or if I allow my teachers to see my curriculum, they will go. For me, that's gibberish. It makes sense, man. It makes sense. If you have clearly defined processes, everybody that comes into your school just plugs into that process. So you use the word we. Process runs with the word we, not I. We have agreed. Whether you like it or not, even if there's no management board in your school, only you are enough to be a board. We. Madam, can you give discount? I need to get back to the board of the school. Because the things that parents sell to you, they go to other schools and they don't sell it to those people. Deeper Life has schools. Are you going to go and tell the principal of Deeper Life to give you discounts? It doesn't make the rules. Either you are okay with it or you are not okay with it. It doesn't make the rules. And they have children in those schools. But because there are no processes, your school is a anywhere belle-faced school. Because your why is that I don't want to be hungry. I don't want my school to be empty. I say something every time. Profitability must be equal to activity. Profitability must be equal and commensurate to activity. If I'm going to shake my bum bum, then you must pay me good money. Because I'm dissipating energy. I'm burning calories. Don't let your school be a school of activity and no productivity. There's all activity. Everywhere is full. Anybody can come. At the end of the day, it's all activity, zero productivity, zero profitability. Always have it at the back of your mind. You are a business owner. You are in this business to make profits. You are in this business to make profits. Never get that wrong. You are a business owner. You must factor in how much you buy. How much I go take sell. I will buy as I take sell. I will sell as I take buy, rather. I'm not going to sell because my neighbor is selling. I'm going to sell as I take buy. Now, business you they do. You must be clear about that. I know what worries me, TIT. Even the aboki that sells tomato in the market, he gets his processes right. As perishable as tomato is, you cannot go and meet that aboki to give you on credit. He will not sell. The shelf life of tomato is like less than 24 hours. That aboki will not sell that tomato on credit. He would rather let it spoil. So why do school owners now give away their services? No processes. They will call you. I'm at your school gate. I will pay 2 weeks' time. Yes. I will pay next week. There's no procedure. There's no processes. Madam is not around. Your staff will just fold their hands and be waiting. Let big auntie come. Oh. She's the one that will tell us what to do. How do you run your system like that? The third P. Is it third or the fourth P now? I've said people, product, processes. Your policies. Your policies. This table, I'm going to shake it so much today, TITO. Eh?
He's breaking. He's breaking already.
I see on the streets of social media, come and buy policy. Come and buy policy. And I'm wondering, people, how do you buy policy? You can't buy policy. If you know your why, right, you should sit down and design your policies. How do you want your processes to be guided? These people who are coming in, what are the rules that will guide them? This product you are selling, what are the laws that will guide how you are going to sell this your product? You see why you cannot buy policies? You don't buy policies. You sit down as a school owner, as an edupreneur, and you design your policies in line with your why. Because you cannot implement what you have not designed. It's like Nigerian government going to ask American government to give us their what is it called? Their constitution. It won't work in Nigeria now. It won't work. If I sell my policies to you, that's my policy. My policy is designed in line with my why, right? My fundamental why, which I got from my geek, my gift, my knowledge, my expertise, my experience. So you don't buy policies. You sit down as an edupreneur and you design policies for yourself. Like I said, your school is like a marriage. What works in my marriage won't work in your marriage because we're dealing with different people. How do you want, what is the consequences of people not paying fees? What's the consequence of people not paying fees? What is the policy? What does your policy say? I just mentioned sibling discount now. If you are giving discount to siblings, why are you giving discount to siblings? What percentage discount are you giving to siblings? What is your policy statement on that? If you have staff who have children in your school, what is your policy for staff's children? Are you doing 10%? Are you doing 5%? Are you doing 3%? That's the policy that stands across board. Policies are important if you want to attract high-income parents. In fact, I tell people, you can't grow if you don't have rules. Make you rule. Rules gives you roots, and those roots will make you rule. Rules, R-U-L-E-S, will give you roots, R-O-O-T-S, that will make you rule, R-U-L-E. Rules, policies will give you roots that will make you rule. No tree that will last the lifetimes that doesn't have rules. The rules that help Iroko tree to grow, it's not the same rule that helps your corn to grow. It's not the same rule that helps your bamboo to grow. It's not the same rule that helps your rice plant to grow. You must sit down as an edupreneur and define the policies that will work in line with the kind of people that you want to serve. Those policies will guide how you are going to sell your products, how you are going to implement your processes. I will say it again. Rules will give you roots that will make you rule. You can't rule if you don't have roots. Because without roots, you can't grow. So you need to have policies. And you need to have policies that you must sit down and design yourself. It's okay to buy a few around, but you need to sit down and design your policies yourself. You need to. If a parent comes to your school and makes noise and shouts, what is your policy for parent misbehavior? In line with the kind of parents that you have attracted and the products that you have designed for those parents, your policies are the guides of your school. They keep your school for the long run. Your policies makes your school stand separate from you. If you don't have policies, and now let me quickly say this before I forget. When I see school owners, right, when they go about copying policies, the problem is that you miss it from day one when you start to copy policies. Now, why do you miss it from day one? You miss it from day one because My policies are designed for my peculiar my peculiar operating environment and my people. So you need to sit down. It doesn't, and these policies, they are not so difficult. You know, I see school consultants, they will call it one big name. You become so, hey, I want to buy policy. Policy simply means how you want things to be done. In your houses, even though some of them are not written, there are rules in your house. Your child must wash their plate after eating. That's a policy in your house. In some houses, it's not so. It's the house help that washes the plates. In some houses, for example, the woman and the man, they sit together and they join their finances together to plan. That's a policy that works in that house. In other houses, everybody go your way. Because join together. I owe my money, you owe your money. That's their policy. So you need to sit down as an engineer, as the visionary of your school, and design your policies in line with the people that you want to serve, considering the product that you want to sell, right? I will go back again to churches. Yes. Churches have policies. I told you that Christ Embassy wants to attract a particular segment of people. So Christ Embassy, you can wear trousers, you can curl your hair, you can come to church looking like a Rastafarian. They have that policy. Come as you are. That's their policy in line with their why. Their why told them the kind of people they want to attract. So they designed a product for those kind of people. And they have a process that will bring those people. And they have policies that will guide those processes. You see that is a chain? It's a chain. Each of these are not in isolation of the other person. If you go to Winners, they have their policies. If you go to Deeper Life, they have their policies. You cannot come with earrings. You can't come with trousers. You can't come with, even Deeper Life schools, you can't enter their school premises with trousers. They won't allow you in. That is their policy. So if you don't have a policy in your school, people are not able to, your school becomes a chameleonic school. And a chameleonic school cannot grow. You must become an elephant school. A school that everybody knows for something. Everybody knows you for this. It will just take a little while. Your kind of parents will find you. As a matter of fact, they are looking for you. They are looking for you. But when you become very chameleonic, today you are yellow, tomorrow you are purple. The schools around me, right? I sat down when I was going to start my school and I clearly defined what my mission, my vision, my values. My logo took me like 1 month to design, my school logo, because my school logo had a message I wanted to communicate. My brand colors had a message I wanted to communicate as a school. Do you know virtually all the schools around me now, they have painted their school fence like my school?
Chameleonic.
Chameleonic school. Chameleonic school. Shifty school. At the end of the day, the parents can't even know what you won't even know who you are attracting. You just attract any momentary parent. If you want to build a school that you can attract the kind of parents you desire, you must be consistent. You must be consistent. You must be consistent with your policies. Yes, a little tweaking here and there, but over and above, consistently, you are there. You're there. They know that if you go to this school in 200 years, this is what you will find. You must be consistent. That's the fourth P. The fifth and the final P. Myself weak, my sister, chameleonic. We have a lot of chameleonic schools. Why are you using the uniform you are using? Yesterday, I had a group session with, I think, about 7 school owners that started their school this year, who took part in the school startup and school startup setup coaching session. I know each of these schools, we took out time to design their logos. It was a rigorous session because your logo must send a message. Your logo must send a message. You must be able to sell to parents the kind of parents you want, what you are about. My logo as a school owner, my school is Our Lady of Hope. Is a woman, right? Our Lady, our Mother Mary, she's embedded in my logo. My colors are representative of my mission and my vision. These things matter. They matter. You can't attract the kind of parents you want if today your school is painted yellow, tomorrow your school is painted blue, next tomorrow is painted purple. Kò lè work. You can't build a long-lasting structure if you designed the plan of that house with your bricklayer. That's why we have architects and civil engineers. They are not there for the wrong reasons. If you want to attract the kind of parents you want, you must get your policies right. And those policies must come from you. Nobody can do it. Except, well, the policies may not come from you if your why is about making money alone. I told one of those participants in that coaching session, I said, look, if you don't get your piece right, your schools will always look like your heads of schools as against looking like you. You see it? Your schools will always manifest your heads of schools, which is not supposed to be. Your heads of schools, your staff members are supposed to be plugged into your school. They just plug in. They come in and they fit into where is best for them. Not when you have a very good head of school, your school is good. You don't have a good head of school, your school is not good. Madam is not around, your school is not good. Madam is around, your school is good. What policies guide these people? What is your school fees policy? What's your safety policy? What's your drug administration policy? What's your admission policy? What's your school exit policy? What's your salary payment policy? Your staff welfare policy? Your school improvement policy? What are these policies? All these policies must come from your why. You can't copy them. It's not copyable. Am I communicating? Now, the last thing you need to do to be able to attract the kind of parents that you want, the high income parents that you want, like I said, high income is relative. No matter the location where your school is situated, you have high income parents. I tell you, even if you are in the hole, mud house, there's somebody that roofed his house with zinc. If that's a target parent, then yes. If you are in even in this so-called high-end environment, you still have poor schools. In Lekki, you still have poor schools.
Very well.
So everybody is meeting a particular need for clearly defined group of people. So it's you that will determine where you want to be. And if you know where you want to be, then you must have the product for such people. You must have the processes for such people. You must have the policies for such people. The last thing, progress. What is your progress plan as a school owner? Any upwardly mobile school, any upwardly mobile parent wants to be in an environment that is progressive. Any upwardly mobile parent wants to be in an environment that is progressive. So as a school owner, if you want to attract upwardly mobile parents, high income parents, what are your improvement plans? What are your progress plans? Let me quickly say this before I forget, right? Progress is not just about having multiple branches of a school. Progress is much more than that. In fact, you can have multiple school branches and not be profitable. Progress could be as little as having a better curriculum. In fact, progress could be as much as taking away lessons from this webinar and going to implement them. And you start to see the result, then you are making progress. Progress could be as little as a change in your, not even little, a change in your parent demography is progress. So what progress plan do you have? You may be a small school now in a location where you are not. Progress plan is not about connecting to succeeding schools. Not really. Yes, it's one of them, but not really. Progress plan entails you need to also design your own. How do you want to progress? What kind of improvement do you want to put into your school? If parents come into your school every term, are they going to see something new? If yes, how are these things going to drive your parents' base? What kind of improvements are you going to put into your school? One of the challenges that most school owners have, yes, progress is relative to each person. So while some people may have 10,000 children, you may actually be progressing more than that person. Yeah. More profitability is progress. So you can increase your school fees, your number reduces, but you make more money. You've made progress. We have schools that don't have more than 60 people, and they're able to pay salaries of over 10 million naira a month. It's progress. You have schools that when you enter into their schools, everywhere is so quiet. Parents are tush and proper. Progress. When they did the profitability of banks, do you know that the most profitable bank was Standard Chartered Bank? Standard Chartered Bank was the most profitable bank.
They have one of the least amount of customers.
Exactly. They were the most profitable banks. They were the most profitable banks. In fact, they were the most profitable.
They are sponsoring, they are sponsoring Liverpool, my club in UK.
Do you understand? So they are not everywhere. They are not everywhere. You're not going to find a Standard Chartered Bank. I think they are just in Lagos, in Abuja, and in Port Harcourt or so. But you see, they are the most profitable. But you have First Bank, you have Zenith Bank. They are everywhere, but they are not posting the same profits. Profitability is progress. If you were able to do more this year than last year, you have made progress. So school owners must disabuse their mind of the wrong thinking that increase in number is progress, right? But stop basing your progress only on increase in your population. It's good. School business is a game of numbers. It's the more the merrier, right? But you see, it's not just about that alone. If you are able to employ better teachers, you have made progress. Even you as a school owner, if you can dress better, if you can eat better in your house, you have made progress. So what progress plan do you have? What improvement plan do you have as a school owner? If you don't have an improvement plan, then you can attract the high-income parents that you want. Because these high-income parents that you want, they travel a lot. These high-income parents that you want, they are very enlightened. These high-income parents that you want, they are very learned. These high-income parents that you want, they are very exposed. They know a lot. And let me quickly say this. The kind of parents you want to attract will determine two kinds of investments you will make in your school. It will determine the intellectual investment that you will make in your school, and will also determine the financial investment you will make in your school. I will say it again. The kind of parents that you want will determine your improvement plan. And that your improvement plan is predicated on two kinds of investments, the financial and the intellectual. So if you want to improve your school, if you want progress in your school, it will determine the kind of trainings you will expose yourself and your staff members to. If a school sends their parents, their teachers to attend a training in Dubai, you are bringing in a different kind of knowledge. If you want the kind of setting where you want the kind of parents that when you sit with them, you understand the psychology of children, right? Parents that, some people tell you that there are some schools that have special needs children. Unfortunately, the school owners and the teachers have not made the right kind of investment in intellectual capacity development. So they don't even know that this child is special needs. They say this child cannot learn. Kò mọ̀wé, olódo ni, kò mọ̀ anything. Madam, this child, if you go school, no bother. So the kind of improvement you make in your school will determine the kind of people you will attract. And all of this will drive the kind of fees you will charge. So a school, for example, my school, yes, schools are not so pricey in Benin, but I can tell you that in my location, the school near me is charging 8,000, I'm charging 80,000. Just along the same streets. I have defined who I want to serve. I have put my products together. Yes, I may not have 500, but if I have 200, I have 200 of parents that have sense, qualitative quantity. When a child has a challenge, I sit with that parent and I have very, very robust discussion about the improvement plan of that parent. I tell people, I tell school owners, communication is in frequency. You communicate in frequency. If your parents are not on the same wavelength as you, you cannot grow your school. Just forget it. So if your parents are not on the same wavelength with you, you cannot communicate. You can't sell your improvements. In fact, they will tell you they're not sending you message. We like our school like this, madam. We like her like this. Why are you bothering? Before the commencement of COVID, when they said COVID was, okay, good to see you reporting for Benin, good to see you. I did wash hand basins that I improvised. I didn't do buckets, right? I got plastic sinks, got tables, got my plumber and did something quite nice. But when school was going to resume, as part of my improvement plan, I realized that I need to be able to tell my parents that, look, yes, we did movable wash hand basin last term before COVID. Now we had to do standard wash hand basins across our 3 locations. Standard wash hand basins. Those are the kind of improvement plans that you are looking at. So you can also do improvement plan, and then you have parents who won't value it. That's why you must get your why right. You must get your processes right. You must get your policies right. You must get your people right. And you must get your progress plan right. How are you going to improve your school? You must be able to communicate your progress plan to your parents. If you want to attract the kind of parents you want, you must also be able to communicate your progress plan to your intended parents. Which is very key. The people that man your front desk, do they understand your why? Your school heads, do they understand your why? Let me also say this. You can't attract the kind of parents you want if you run your school on desperation. You can't attract the kind of parents you want if you run your school on desperation. When you are a desperate school owner, you are going to always be frustrated because all the red flags that will be staring at you in the face, you will ignore them. And I say it every time, the schools that charge good money don't teach with their anuses. And they don't bring their teachers from heaven. They are here with you and I. In fact, sometimes your teachers will leave that school and go to those schools. It's the same maths and English, my sister. They just got their whys right. And if you get your why right, you'll be ready to stay on message. You'll be ready to stay on message. For example, a school is saying, come for admission, first 20 people free. It's okay to do first 20 people free, but let me give you an analogy. It's like It's like a house where there is no door. Both the sane and the insane will enter now. And to drive the insane is a lot of, because the insane will not understand when it's time to go. And the insane cannot stay. Who well and who they craze and who not the craze, not stay together. So when you open your door and you say, I want to do bonanza, first 30 people free, both the yaya parents and the good one will come. But you see, the good one will not stay. The good one will not stay. Because you don't know your why. Your why is that I want to have 200 children. Since where COVID day now, so as school owners, did you die? It means that don't run your school on desperation. Don't run your school on desperation. Desperation trumps. Sir?
I said we should be calming down.
We should be calming down, Suru. Calming down. Don't worry. Be calming down. Be calming down. I will use church as church as examples again. With all this modernization, deeper life has not changed, though. Deeper life has not changed. If you still go to deeper life 40 years ago till now, TIT is the same thing, no? It's the same thing. Winners has not changed. Redeem has not changed. They are not desperate. But all these new churches now, today is God will punish your enemy all night. Tomorrow is Holy Ghost Koboko all night. You just can't be. They are not because the motive is, let me gather crowd. What kind of crowd are you gathering? Quality crowd takes time. Quality crowd takes time to grow. Quality crowd. Because quality people take time to make up their minds.
Wow.
Quality people, they take their time to make up their minds. So to gain quality crowd takes time. So appreciate and be grateful for every progress you make when you attract the kind of parents you want. If you have 20 quality parents, clap for yourself.
Wow. Wow.
So at this juncture, I'm going to leave room for questions, sir.
Hey! My God. The ink of my pen is almost finished. I said it before I started. I wrote 84 points here. I said before I started that we're going to have a whole time. You know, when I was selecting the role of speakers to speak, I wanted practical. And I remember one of the person I reached out to said she didn't accept to speak. She said she doesn't know the people on this speaking train. So I said, well, I'm speaking based on my why. I know what I'm trying to achieve. Just like you said, this is not Google solutions. These are people I've watched and they've done things that are excellent. And I think, this just gives an example. These are very practical tips. So I want to say a big thank you for that. We have, since we started this conference 2 days ago, I think this is the highest people hooked on live that we have had since the beginning, and this is fantastic. So thank you so much for breaking down the 5 P's. I've written them down, and if you have your question for her, can you please drop it in the comment section so that she can answer. A lot of people are having their comments coming in about, I don't know if can you see the comment right there, ma?
Yes, I'm seeing the comments. I can see the comments. Comments. Somebody asked that about debt or something. Do you experience debtors in your school?
Yes. Do you experience debtors in your school? Yeah.
Well, I'm going to be very, very honest with you. I don't. And the reason why I don't, why is very clear, right? One of my whys is I want to be able to run a system that is efficient. So I say it to my parents, child in class must be equal to cash at bank. I will say it again. Child in class must be equal to cash at bank. I will say it again. Child in class must be equal to cash at bank. That means that I run a zero credit policy. I don't do it. From the day my school started, I don't do it. I am anti-credit because, like I said, everything within my value chain, I don't enjoy any credit. Teachers don't give me their services on credit. My landlord in one of my locations collect his money. I paid my rent about 3 weeks ago. He didn't tell me that there was COVID. Madam, pay later. In fact, in the heat of COVID, they wrote to us and said, Madam, your rent is due. You need to pay. In one of my locations. The other two are my own properties. Right? He didn't say so. So why should I allow you? And let me tell you what I tell school owners when I coach them about getting your money. It's about you doing proper communication to your parents. Now, what is the easiest way around it? Number one is this. The last time parents paid school fees, plus minus COVID, was in January. The last time they paid fees was in January. So you had January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August. That's a whole 8 months to prepare for fees. And then you now want me to understand. It is unreliable. It's unreasonable for a parent to tell you to give them credit. It is insulting for a parent to tell you so, and you accept it. Because that same parent goes to ShopRite and pays cash. That same parent goes to the market and pays cash. That same parent buys Christmas clothes for his children and pays cash. That same parent recharges his phone and pays cash. People will give to you what you accept from them, including your parents. So you must sit down and determine the kind of people you want to serve. Credit is a no-no. Let's assume that there was no COVID. If they had done third term ended, they paid third term school fees in April. As soon as you pay the last term school fees, the new term school fees becomes effective immediately due, whether your child is in my school or not. So am I the one that will now worry about your child? No. You need to take responsibility for your child. So you must do a lot of parent education. That's number one. Number two is that when children are subjected to school fees drive, you traumatize those children. At the end of the day, you can't teach a child that is not happy with you. So you must do a lot of parent education. Let your parents know why they need to pay their fees on time. And if you are going to allow them come into your facility, document it. Document it. Document it. Don't run your school on fear. Fear doesn't grow anything. If you get your why right, don't run your school on fear. You can't grow a school on fear and you are afraid that if I don't allow them to come on credit, they will not come. Must you run a school? At the end of the day, they will owe you, they will go to another place. My schools, I don't do school fees drive. And I say it with all sense of responsibility. Resume with your money or let your child be at home with you. I'm a businesswoman. I'm particular about making profit so that if I know how many kids I have in my classroom, I will know how many teachers to employ. I won't be overstaffed or understaffed. So you need to run your school on zero credits if possible, and if you must do credit, document it. So for example, I don't expect any school owner after this COVID to allow a parent come into your school without paying. At least 50% or stay at home. After all, your child will go somewhere and you pay school fees now. If you don't come to my school, the child will go to another school. Won't you pay in that school you are going to? So I think I've been able to answer that question. Right?
Wow. Well, that will be the only question we'll be taking. A lot of people can connect with you personally because that's the best way to actually answer, questions. It's to have opportunity to connect with you personally, maybe your mentoring coaching program. So I want you to just, because we have to end this morning session by 12. So I want you to just, how can people reach out to you personally so that they can have more of these golden nuggets?
Okay, so I run several coaching programs, right? So I have the TSSTC, that's the School Startup and Setup Coaching course, where for those who are intending school owners, I take them through the nitty-gritty, what we discuss now in an expanded, almost a 36 module course, where we sit down and we digest and dissect all you need to do to run your school. I also run the school improvement coaching class, where if you already have a school, we are able to help you put a lot of improvements in place. Beyond that, I run live coaching sessions where, as a school owner yourself, you need to do a lot of personal improvement. I have that classes, and all of my sessions are very affordable. I tell you, your life will never be the same again at the end of any of my sessions. Because like I said, I give it to you real life expository, not Google. What has worked for me, the mistakes I've made, the remedies I've discovered, and I share with you. Thank you so much, teacher TIT.
Wow. I'm going to also make a broadcast later in the day. If there's a link people could click on, maybe to access you, maybe your website, your something they could maybe follow you on and be able so that they can get direct access to these offers. I want to say a big thank you for taking out time to give us these nuggets. I wrote about 88 of them finally, and me myself, I've learned so much. The fact that it's coming from a school owner, because people think it's not possible to run a debt-free school. People think it's not possible to have policies in place, and it all starts from where you started from. Is why are you going into it in the first instance? And I like the illustration of elephant school, chameleonic school. It just represents the fact that you can't be everything to everyone. You have to be an elephant. So many practical illustrations here. So thank you so much for taking out time from your I know you are extremely busy. I mean, you have more speaking engagements than even me myself, because I know you enjoy speaking.
Yes, I do.
So, fantastic. Thank you so much. I hope we will be able to have you more time in this community for subsequent
You are my
blueprints
Oga
and
now.
others.
You are my boss. So I'm at your service.
Okay. Thank you so much, ma. So I will be sending the details later in the day. Thank you so much, ma.
Thank you. So I can exit. Thank you.
Yes, you can now. Have a fantastic day, ma. Wow, that was a wonderful session from Mrs. Sola Okunkpolor, and she gave it just as it is. If you have learned so many things, this is the venue to have the recorded version of this video. You all need to just go to www.teacherituno.com/smart. Then you will have access to this video. The recorded version of this video is only accessible to inner circle people, us inner circle people alone. www.teacherituno.com/smart. Once you become an inner circle member, you have access to the content of the blueprints. www.teacherituno.com/smart. In the evening by 7 p.m., we are going to be having a wonderful person. She'll be joining us all the way from Canada. And that is Mrs. Morenike Vincent. She'll be taking us on a very important topic by 7 p.m. If you will be here by 7 p.m., please put it in the comments that I will be here by 7 p.m. By 7 p.m., be here live. We're going to have another wonderful session from that. Thank you so much for being a part of the success story of the blueprint. God bless you, and see you by 7 p.m. Here is Teacher IT telling you to stand out, be unique in your school. See you by 7 p.m. tonight.